every now and then, there are courageous voices that ring out and call for justice and freedom. And those voices call the courageous to take up the cause for human rights, equality, and a more unified community. Today, we honor two of these courageous individuals: Bryan Stevenson, founder and executive director of the Equal Justice Initiative, and the late John Lewis.
Once, they were kids, like me. As children, they experienced segregation and inequities in their communities. What they witnessed moved them to try to create a more equitable and just society. Without the vision of John Lewis, we would not have the freedoms and liberties we take for granted in our country today. As a freedom writer and founder of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in the 1960s, and then as a U.S. Congressman for more than 30 years, he tirelessly championed human rights and civic engagement.
My philosophy is very simple. When you see something that is not right, not fair, you have a moral obligation to stand up, do something, say something, and get in good trouble, necessary trouble. You must commit every second, every minute, and every day to standing up, speaking up, and doing something to make our country and make our world better.
Without the determination and leadership of Bryan Stevenson, we would not be called to correct the injustices of the past. His life's work as a human rights attorney and advocate for the incarcerated continues to challenge our legal system and give voice to the most vulnerable members of our society.
I'm persuaded that we've got to get closer to the parts of our community where there's poverty and inequality. We've got to get closer to people in jails and prisons. We've got to get closer to the people coming out of jails and prisons. If we want to do something about racial inequality, we have to go to the places where that racial inequality is most manifest.
It takes extraordinary courage to point out what's wrong in our society and stand up for what's right. John Lewis and Bryan Stevenson demonstrated conviction in the face of ignorance and great opposition.
Through their commitment and actions,
with compassion and empathy for all,
they've helped uphold our nation's Constitution and ensured our laws are just and equitable.
They have showed us a path forward to reconciliation and to a greater sense of community, where we can see and appreciate each other as human beings.
Today, we proudly honor Bryan Stevenson and the late John Lewis as human rights heroes and champions of the humanities. Because of their courage, our world is indeed a better place.